Good morning, guys. It's John here, Prime Brothers Butcher Shop. One of the fun things that we wanted to start doing here, my brother Billy hopped on the other day and kind of did one and showed you guys breaking down, I believe it was a chuck roll he did. And what we want to show you guys is kind of where the different cuts of beef that you guys love come from, exactly kind of how we merchandise them down, cut them, get them into those beautiful steaks that you guys come in and absolutely love and enjoy. And what we enjoy doing, which is the process of butchery.
It's the Prime Brothers Butcher Shop, the newest fully family-owned and operated full-service butcher shop, right here in the heart of the 4042 area of Garner-Clayton.
So today I wanted to show you something very, very simple. This is an export rib. This is a bone-in prime rib. A lot of people will be familiar with this, especially around the holidays. This entire piece right here, this is called the subprimal, meaning that it's one solid chunk of beef coming out of the primal of an animal. This is coming out of the rib of a certified Angus USDA prime cattle. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Some of the best beef in the country. Like I said, certified Angus and USDA prime. So to hit both those specs means that it's an absolutely really, really good piece of meat. So getting into it, guys, a couple things you're going to see here. We have these 7 bones. So every single export rib, every rib's going to have those 7 bones right there, okay? There's a lot of different ways to merchandise this where, I mean, we can make a rib roast, for example, where I can simply take a couple ribs of this. And by taking a couple ribs of this and now chopping into that beautiful meat, you can see there, we now have a boneless rib roast. Or I'm sorry, a bone-in rib roast. This is also going to be called a standing rib roast, a lot of people. We would trim this up a hair here. Just a hair, nothing crazy. You want to leave that fat on there. Some people will also want us to loosen these bones right here. So we're going to come in here, loosen these bones up. By doing that, putting this piece of meat back on here and now roasting this in the oven, we're going to tie it up real nice for you. We would make it look beautiful. But now you're going to be roasting a bone-in piece of meat. But once you're done, you cut those strings. And now, as you can see, when you go to carve this piece of meat, it's basically just going to fall off those bones like boneless ribeye steaks. Makes it super easy to carve. You're not making a big mess. It's really awesome. So that right there is one thing. You get a nice bone-in standing rib roast. Now, out of the rest of this piece right now, I could take it and I could take it over my bandsaw over there and I could whack this down into beautiful prime bone-in ribeye steaks. You'll see those in our case over there all the time. At this moment, I need boneless ribeye steaks in my case. So you guys have been buying up the boneless a lot, so we're going to need some of those. I'm going to check this piece of meat out. I'm going to trim it up a little bit. We're going to make sure everything's looking good. I like to square mine up as well. That makes sure that back end cut, this is a beautiful piece of meat. This is what goes into our steak tip, guys. When you guys buy those marinated steak tips, this is what you're buying. So it's a beautiful piece of that prime ribeye. But in order for me to get this nice and flat, to give you guys a beautiful, nice, even grilling steak, I have to take a little off there. So instead of that going just, straight into ground beef or something like that, we marinate these. And they're steaked and they're unbelievably fantastic. So definitely try the marinated steak tips. We don't use anything cheap for it. It's really good quality stuff. Again, now what I'm going to do here, because I need these boneless ribeyes, I need to take these back ribs off. These back ribs right here are going to be the exact same back ribs that you would see on pork. A lot of people are going to be familiar with those known as baby back ribs. In this case, these are beef back ribs. So, and if Kayla, my wife over there on the camera, can see what I'm doing here, is I'm carefully following my knife along these bones. While I'm doing that, I'm spreading this apart, making sure that I don't actually cut in to the ribeye. Now I'll just bring this piece of meat up. I'll finish my cut. And now I have a beautiful rack right here of beef back ribs. These are absolutely awesome on the smoker. There is some really great meat in between those ribs. So these definitely are a great piece of meat to smoke. If you come into the shop, you'll occasionally find them. You'll see right here, that was a pretty big chunk of meat we just chopped down. And after doing that roast and getting my boneless ribeyes here, we're not going to have too many of these out there. So they do go pretty quick, but there's a couple pieces that'll go into the case right now. So just to show you guys, there's some beautiful beef back ribs, a beautiful bone-in standing rib roast, which we're going to tie up in just a second. Just keep checking those out. I'm going to grab that string. Now let's just finish up this rib roast. I always like to cross hash my rib roast here, and what that means is I'm just going to throw a couple little lines in here like this, guys. Not going too fat or too deep, but what that does is open up the fat a little bit. So now when I season this roast, it's going to really go in there. It's going to be great. Again, we just want to tie and secure this piece of meat so that way when this thing's roasting, it's staying directly on top of those bones. I like to truss these up just like this. I set one down my center. I'll get one down my center this way. Sometimes I'll spin her around just so I can really get them nice and even and make them look pretty. I always find that with an expensive piece of meat, to be honest with you, you guys want it to look very nice too. This is probably for a special event or a beautiful dinner you're hosting. And if that's what it is, you know, some care and effort should also go into the preparation of the piece of meat, aside from just the quality of it. And so that's why you'll see a lot of times we may go a little excess, but it's just to really not only secure it, but also ensure that that roast looks absolutely beautiful while it's roasting, and holds its shape absolutely gorgeous. And then, like I said, all you would do is now cut those strings, and now you're basically carving it like a boneless piece of meat. All right, cool, Kayla. So let's go on to the boneless ribeyes. That's going to be the last thing on here to show you on this real quick, guys, and we'll wrap this up. With these, I like to just trim these up a little bit. We're going to take some of this fat off the bottom here. You don't want to take too much. Ribeye fat's good stuff. Keeps them on there. This is beautiful fat. This extra fat you see here is going to get mixed into a proper blend and grind, and that's prime ribeye fat that's going to go into our steak burgers that you guys will see in the case out there. So when you guys are buying our Prime Brothers steak burgers, you can be assured in there is prime ribeye fat, which is giving it unbelievable flavor. And that's why people say, wow, your burgers are unbelievable. I've never had something like it. It's got good stuff in it. So guys, again, for our prime boneless ribeye steak, super, super simple. Now that I've taken this rib, at this point I would call this a rib roll, a lot of people. I'm going to take it and I'm just going to cut myself down some nice even steaks. I like what I call about club thick steaks. That means right about 1.5 inches. These are what I really need for the service case right now, so that's why I'm merchandising them down this way, but I just really wanted to show you these. And you'll just see also, quick opportunity to see the quality of that certified Angus beef prime. The marbling is insane. The body is very nice. The texture is fantastic. These steaks are going to be so unbelievably tender and flavorful. And I mean, that's just what we aim for. There's a reason we've hung our hat on certified Angus for a very long time. There's a reason we enjoy cutting it. I don't know if you can see the smile on my face as I cut this meat. I am proud of these ribeyes here. So absolutely come on in. Check them out, guys. We're going to get a couple last little thin ones here. And not too thin, but if somebody wants maybe, you know, something about 1.25 inches, we'll have a couple of those out there as well. Other than that, guys, that right there is everything to show you off of that export rib. So we got a couple of our steak tips, our beautiful prime bone-in ribeye, roast over here, standing rib roast, some beef back ribs, all sorts of different options. So you can see we're all about fun here at Prime Brothers Butcher Shop. We're about breaking down different pieces. We're about merchandising down different pieces, utilizing everything that we can to make sure that, you know, basically we're getting you the best bang for your buck first off, also the best quality, and going back kind of old school with some things as well. So if you guys ever have any questions, let us know. Custom cuts, let us know. And if there's something where anybody ever wanted to buy a whole primal and have us break it down for them, let us know. We can definitely do that for you. We've done it for plenty of other customers in the past. It works out very, very well. We can cut you a little bit of a break on the deal because you're ordering a whole one. So you save some money. You can fill up your freezer. It's a good way to do it. But thank you very much for tuning in, guys. That's today's breakdown on, again, a prime bone-in ribeye, also known as an export beef roll or an export rib. But again, thank you guys. John, Prime Brothers Butcher Shop here at 5131 Veterans Parkway in Garner, North Carolina. Come by and see us.
As a certified Angus beef licensed retailer, you can be assured you're getting the highest quality Angus beef available. Fresh cut, in-house, by our expert butchers every single day. We can't wait to see you.